you go. Good. I'll throw it for a sec. Just go about everything right here. Just go about everything. Look. Just go everything. At all right. Are you my guy too? Thank you guys. Ever seen anything like this in San Diego? I haven't. It's over here, right? That's right. Well, it's broadcasting live right now. It's on it right now. So just, yeah, I can watch my guy. I got two. You drop one, you drop one, you drop one. There you go.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, I'm John. Who do you
What's
guys
up?
work for?
Don't need to know.
You don't know who you work for?
You don't need to know.
Why is it?
You don't need to know. Shoot your own video. Yeah. So I'm gonna turn my audio off. Brandon just told me he could hear it. Yeah, he's watching, so they can hear it. I'm gonna be quiet. Okay, just warn me because I want to kind of in the middle of a war zone here.
I'm feeling good. I had a movie that I've never seen
No, I don't because I don't want to draw attention.
No, I don't know. I'm just. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's gonna come back right now. It's back now. It just, for whatever reason, it doesn't like it inside. water, go water, go water. They got water for you. Not only are they breaking into Sally's, they're offering water to anybody who wants one. Yeah, this guy's handing out water. These guys got liquor.
Hey, we got us so fast, man. This one, hey, you're my first cousin. It's all good, that is. I know y'all. That admitted that. Fuck racism. Fuck racism.
Probably gonna take some
Signs upside down.
Yeah, we just cut a bunch of it together.
Yo, we out here. Yeah.
What'd you get? Turn it off, what'd you get? What'd you get?
Hey.
Alright, we got tiki torches here. Hang on, we got something going on here with torches. What's up? Back over to the bonds. Oh, this guy got diapers. This guy got diapers. Look at the huggies. He got huggies right here. There's flowers, a little bit of everything. Apparently. Let's walk this way a little bit. So we're gonna walk back over to the vault. Oh, somebody got the Dom Perignon. I guess so. Unreal, unreal. I got a tagger coming up here. Stand by. John is gonna tag some up. Right. Oh, here we go. Here's a whole cart full with the rug doctor coming out now. Yeah, this is from the bonds. They're coming out with the box is full. The box is full. They made their way back into the bonds full smoky. Over here. Shopping cart. Burning rubber in here. Here comes the barbecue. Here comes the barbecue. Everybody's made their way now to the bonds. He's got his Old English dealer's choice. He's got the little things for the pool. We got the Snickers. There's some Bud Light right there. Let's go this way. More diapers. There we go. Here comes more diapers right here. Okay, now we got flowers. A whole thing of flowers. Got the Tito right there. Tito's vodka. You got the case of Tito's vodka. Here comes the do my best. What's going on with all the yelling going on here? Something's happening. Something's going on. They're just running away. There's still no police here whatsoever. No police presence whatsoever. I mean, it's complete chaos, bedlam. Never seen anything like this at all, ever in my life. Not in San Diego. Not in San Diego. More beer coming. Keep trying to get away from the wall. Sorry, apologies. Let's cross this way, guys. Trying to get away from you. Okay, cops are coming. We're gonna back out because I don't want to get arrested because being part of this. Come on, guys. I'm trying to see where those. I don't see the cops. Do you guys see them?
They're inside.
Oh, they're inside where? They went in the bonds? Did they run in there? Okay, so apparently they're coming from the rear of the bonds, inside the bonds, to try and stop people. So we're going to go back in until they come out. Here comes the guy with all the vodka right here. All the keto vodka. Then we got cases and cases. We have to stop them right there. Still not here. I don't see the cops yet. There we go, we're back on. We're back on. A lot of liquor, a lot of alcohol, diapers, white, or formula, looks like formula there. Got people racing in the streets, we got beef jerky there. Yeah, one front, one back. One back, let's get a little hairy here. go up a little more.
Hey,
Say again?
they're probably gonna gas us.
Oh, they're coming?
Yeah, but let's fucking do it. Let's do it.
As soon as they gas, we're out. We're predicting they're gonna start hitting
I've
the
already been
tear gas.
gassed once, so I'm good.
I have too.
Fuck it.
I've been gassed already. Careful. Yeah. You want me to come back? Okay. I'm not pigeonholed. I got two security guards right here. Back, one on my back and one on my front. Okay. I got them right. They're right next to me. I got two big boys here. Yeah, I'm good. I feel very safe with my new friends. Well, if you can hear me, the bond is still smoldering. I don't know what they've lit on fire inside, but I wish you could see that. Somebody said they thought the cops were in there. The guy throwing something at the window. Are we the only ones sharing video? Live? From any station? Yeah, I think so. Oh, hey, whoa, you guys gotta see this. This is a free. See this. You got this? Yep. 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 Let me give you the full for right here. Give the full surprise right here. Take this picture. So, you're gonna what? Yeah, hang on. I don't wanna interrupt him while he's doing it. Father, how you doing? I'm Kenny from Channel 8. How are you?
Good.
What's your name, sir?
Travis Ferguson.
What parish are you from?
Christ Lutheran.
Where is that?
It's just right over there across the street.
Okay, Christ Lutheran. Okay. And well, how do you think we stop all this, or do we at all? I'm gonna turn around and try to get some light on you
Through
here.
through the gospel. Jesus doesn't know black, white, like they're all beautiful in his sight. And we've heard the song, right?
Right.
And I think what we need to do is we need to love each other. That's what we're called to time and time again, to love each other. I've done this before. I've done this. I was a police chaplain in Ferguson when all that was going on during the riots, and what I saw was a lack of love. Whites hate blacks, black hate whites. I mean, it's nonstop. If we want change,
Trying to get you on TV because we want to show people a different side of this.
yeah.
In your lifetime, have you ever seen anything like this?
Yeah, so I was a police chaplain in St. Louis, Missouri during the Ferguson riots, and was up there for all of that, and stood on both sides praying for people, police officers, those who felt offended in the African American community. And the thing is, I don't want to live through this again in my lifetime, and I don't think we should have to.
It's bringing a tear to your eye. I mean, I know we have tear gas too, but it's really bringing a tear to your eye.
I can do tear gas. It's just I don't know. I've had so many opportunities to be in relationship with people who are different than I am, whether that be in a political class or whether it be the color of our skin, and none of that should matter because we're all humans.
We got a
all
line patrol
bleed the
coming,
same
Father.
blood.
Come walk with me backwards, Father, while the line patrol's coming. Hey, Gustavo, will you back me up back here? Talk to me again, kind of as you're looking at this, Father. What are you seeing? And
So I'm seeing people on both sides who are hurt, and I saw a quote today that said, "This is what happens when people don't feel heard," and I think that's true. I just want it to end because there's a better way for it to end than this.
Line's coming, we gotta move.
There's a better way. And so
Okay.
we're praying for these police officers, praying for the people on this side, praying for everyone to find that love of Christ in their hearts.
just grab my back.
That's what we need, is that love of Jesus Christ.
I mean, what do you think people? What do you think brings people to this type of bedlam? I mean, this is something that, whether it's jumping on the bed, what do you think?
We've got to think that desegregation only ended 60 years ago. 60 years is not a long time. This is just an outcry of hurt, and it's not right. I'm not saying that it's right, but in some ways you can understand it in a way. When hurt builds up and when voices aren't heard, it seems like this is what happens.
I know we saw
But
you.
there's a better way to end it than this. There's always a better way. Martin Luther King Jr. said that in a sermon. He said there's a better way, and it's the way of love. It's the way of love, and this is not love.
We saw you praying on the ground. What were you saying?
I was saying, Christ, have mercy. Bring racial reconciliation, bring peace. And I think those two things have to go together. Racial reconciliation is not going to happen without love and peace involved. We're talking past each other. I mean, for God's sakes, we all watch the news, right? You have
Keep
both
going.
political
Keep
parties
going.
talking past each other, not working for a common goal. We need to work towards that common goal. That's what we have to have. I mean, if anyone is watching this, that's what I implore you to do, is get on your knees right now and pray for that. Pray for that love to infect your heart so you share that with other people so that you can love other people better. And pray for all those whose hearts are filled with hate and animosity, that it may be changed by the power of the gospel. That's the only thing that's going to solve this.
And this is not the right way, obviously, right, Father?
It's not the right way. It's not the right way. I'd say, I mean, Martin Luther King Jr. is the one that always comes to mind with this. He's such an impactful person. What would he think of when he saw this? I mean, the better question for me, right, as a Christian is, what would Jesus think of this? But Jesus wouldn't have wanted the racial injustice to begin with. And in some ways, that's why, I mean, St. Paul said to live is Christ, to die is gain, because at the end of this, what we get to see is perfection. It's perfection.
Thank you, Father. Do you have a phone number? I think we might want to call you tomorrow.
Sure.
Can we get your number?
Yeah, it's 816-668-9514.
And then your first name again?
Travis.
Travis. Okay. We may.
That was too.
Okay, I'll let you go. Thank you so much, Father. Yeah. What was his name? Was Patrick? I can't remember now. You're gonna have Travis. Yeah, Travis. Sorry. Yeah, in the beginning. It's a local parish around the corner here. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention so much. But his phone number's there. He seemed very willing to talk, so we can get him tomorrow if you want. Are we still live? Are we still live, guys? Okay. Okay. I don't know where Julio is. I had him watch our cars. It might be. Line patrol's coming, so I gotta step back. Yeah. I'm gonna backpedal here. More line patrol coming. Sorry it's so dark, but it's as good as my phone will do. Okay, okay. Yeah, we're all here now. So if you're rolling on it, hopefully it's summer, right? Hey guys, let's walk over to. Again, guys, I see it on my end freezing. And it just came back, so stand by. Oh, here he is. Here he is again. Do you want me to ask him again?
There's some great, a lot of good ones. There's a few bad ones.
Yeah, I know. We know what's up. I know it's not you. It's just,
There's two lines of officers. I'm gonna give you the hole for a second here. Whoa, where'd it come from? Did I hear I'm back up? Getting tired. Let's go, we can't get over there to her. Yeah, let's go around so we can that girl making trouble over there. We're gonna go around and see if we can see this girl who's yelling at the police right now. Okay. Isn't that how it always works? Go to some of these people over here. You're still here? Oh, it's Ken. Let's go see what this lady's yelling about over here. We're gonna go to some lady who's yelling right now.
Taking orders from the elite. That's it. Thank you.
I already heard you. I heard you. I heard you. She's gone. Tell her she's gone. I can hear her in the background, so that's good. Just tell her to keep yelling like she always yells at me. I know. No, don't go close. Yes, go close. No, don't go close. Let me kind of give you some of the destruction out here. We'll do a little destruction walk. Sorry about the wording.
It's on the Mesa, bro.
Yeah, he came back. I don't think I can't roll on him. That's one thing I cannot do here. I can't roll on it if I'm going live on my phone. So you guys are my only lifeline back there. Tell him I need a new arm because my arm's getting tired of holding this for like 3 hours. Thank God it's not my big camera. Yeah. I know you can't talk, so thank you. I'm from Channel 8. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you very much. So they're doing a heck of a job right now, holding everybody back. That perimeter from the Vons all the way down to the Sallies right now, and pretty much everyone's dispersing. And yeah, it's calming down. The fire, I can still smell the smoke from the inside of the Vons itself. But as far as protesters go, they've moved on. I mean, they've looted just about everything they could get their hands on in here while we were here, and now it's returning back to normal, if you call it normal. We're going to go over here to play it again. It's on starting to smolder with smoke again. So I'm not sure if that's another fire starting inside, but we got a lot of smoke coming. There we go. Smoke is billowing again out of the Play It Again sports. And again, we don't know if there's so I see orange. So hang on, guys. Yeah, there's it's a fire or not in there. Let me give you. There's something definitely smoldering inside. And it's very plasticky. That's that toxic plastic smell. But you can see the destruction and damage from the windows. Let me give you another view here of how smoky this is right now. Very sad. Very sad times for La Mesa, that's for sure. He protected me, that's all. I'm not trying to get you. Let's go this way, I'm gonna go forward, guys. I'm gonna get you into the front here a little bit again. Again, this is Play It Again Sports. Get your shot here. And this is the interior. Let me get you another view here. I'm glad I charged my cell phone. The sprinklers are going off. I can hear the sprinklers inside. Actually, how about, hang on, I got my flashlight. I forgot about my flashlight. Stand by, guys. I got my flashlight here. Surfboard there. Just really, really sad here for this business and the business owners themselves. You know, people who destroyed somebody's livelihood. I mean, this will never be. They'll never be able to replace all this. I mean, I hope insurance helps them out some way. And all they're doing is trying to stay alive. Are you
Yeah. That's fine. Okay, let me know when I'm up. Okay, 10-4, here I go. Hey, good evening, everybody. We're across the street from the Vons, where law enforcement made a stand and the crowd dispersed in multiple directions. I was looking at law enforcement when I saw a plume of smoke, and this became evident. There was a few hundred people running around. There was chaos. There was lawlessness. There was looting. And then the police showed up. The crowd dispersed, and now there's a fire across the street. If you're familiar with the area, it's where the Starbucks is, across from the Vons. A little unbelievable to be seeing this go down, and nobody's making an attempt to put it out. Please bear with me. I'm looking around and watching my perimeter for my safety. There are police officers, law enforcement, in front of the Vons. But there is no fire engine. No authorities that I can tell next to this fire. I'm not sure what's on fire. Not sure if it's a car or bushes, but it's burning pretty good.
across. So we're going over to the fire. Yeah, I got you. We're getting over to the fire. I just want to let you know. Something's on fire over here. Okay, ready? Let's do it. We're just gonna go. We're just gonna go. It's okay. I got you. I got you.
Man, you guys say you guys should be out here or what? You say you should be out here?
Who wanted the DeGero apps?
Hey, stop that shit, my nigga.
We got a drone. There's a drone overhead now too. Got people taking pictures now over here. I got two guys with fire extinguishers here. We're gonna go talk to these guys with the fire extinguishers. Hey, Father, there you are again. You gonna try and put this out?
Yeah, we already tried.
No go.
Yeah, our church owns this property, so.
Oh, your church owns this property. Wow. Ooh, we got fireworks again.
Well, we can't, I mean, we've got like it's going to take 20 fire extinguishers to do that. We have 3. So.
Show me your fire extinguisher, Father. Yeah, okay. You gotta let it smolder a little before you can get back in there, I'm sure.
If we say that this is what's going to end our racial problems, we're wrong.
And it just continues.
Yeah. Hate perpetuates hate. Another Martin Luther King Jr. quote.
Unbelievable. Fireworks of our guys staying on. Get you a little closer here. My phone's gonna melt. gas tank? Did it already hit the gas tank?
Huh?
Hit the gas tank?
I don't know. I just heard like another
that's
like
like-
this, and I don't know if
I
it's
was
the
telling you,
tires or
like,
what.
blow it back up.
Yeah, you don't want to get too close
Once
to
it hits
that.
gas tank, it'll be a small explosion.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
At 11, what began as organized protest chaos. We're live in East County where stores are being ransacked and buildings set on fire.
Plus, local protesters add their voices to a growing national movement, swarming a freeway in the process. More on their message.
And tensions flare as pepper spray fills the air outside of a La Mesa Police headquarters. You'll hear from our reporters who are on the ground.
This is News 8 at 11.
This is what happens when people don't feel heard, and I think that's true. I just want it to end because there's a better way for it to end than this. There's a better way.
Striking images out of East County tonight as rising tensions reach a boiling point and spill out onto the streets. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Alicia Summers.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. Steve Price has the night off. Tonight, at least a dozen U.S. cities are under a mandatory curfew. That includes Los Angeles as protests continue to spread following the death of George Floyd. California's National Guard is being deployed to L.A. at the request of the mayor and Governor Gavin Newsom.
We're seeing this play out in a number of cities coast to coast, and today local protesters made their voices heard. Hundreds of people marched through La Mesa. This comes days after the controversial arrest of a black teenager who was detained by a white police officer during a confrontation caught on camera.
Today's peaceful demonstrations escalated to violence and then moved on to destruction and looting in La Mesa. Our David Govertson joins us live from La Mesa Springs Shopping Center, where people have been grabbing what they can in the middle of this chaos. David.
Yes, I'm at La Mesa Springs Shopping Center. Let me turn the camera around. Okay, Play It Again Sports is one of the stores that was hit. You can see it's still smoldering. They took baseball bats to the windows of these stores and went in and looted them. The police, after more than an hour of looting, finally cleared out the crowd. Here are the police now in front of the Vons. I have some video of the entrance of Vons showing people going in there. Lots of agencies out here. They were able to clear it out, and there's no more looting going on right now. Community College Police, Escondido Police, Sheriff's Department. As far as I know, there was no tear gas shot in this parking lot. But if you're looking at the video right now, there's some officers right now clearing out the parking lot, trying to keep people from coming back in here. But as I say, for about an hour, they were looting the stores here. There's a store here, Sally Beauty Supply. They took baseball bats to the windows of that one, and it was a free-for-all in there, just looting everything in sight. I'm still here, sorry about the delay. Anyway, if you're looking at this video, the stores are protected now, but that was about an hour ago, that video I shot with my cell phone. And again, we have security out here, but we don't really need it in this part of the town because the cops are doing a good job. The deputies are doing a good job of protecting these stores now, but it was just smoke and looting, people running away with surfboards, skateboards, cases of beer. It was just all that and more, as you expect what a free-for-all looting would be. Pizza Hut here, windows smashed out. Played against sports. I think that's where the skateboards and surfboards came from. I saw a guy running away with 3 motorcycle helmets. So it was, and people were just doing donuts in the parking lot here. It was crazy here. So anyway, the fire department just showed up. They're going to put out the smoldering business here, Played against sports. As you can see, the smoke coming out. Back to you.
All right, David Gofferton reporting live. Thanks, David. Terrible destruction there. Now we're going to Chopper 8 over the Grossmont Shopping Center, where, Alicia, you were watching this video earlier.
Right before we came live on air at 5 o'clock, we were seeing dozens of people run out of the Walmart. Some of them carrying television sets is what it looked like. They were running in and out. Things were knocked over outside the doors. Not sure how they got in, but it looks like it's been cleared out at this very moment. It was a very fluid scene, very fast. So I would imagine police officers have it under control.
Yeah, the other shopping center was a little closer to La Mesa Police Department, where the protest was centered, so a shorter walk. This is a little farther away, maybe fewer, more opportunistic people getting there, and more officers on the scene quickly. It doesn't look to be the damage we saw at La Mesa Springs that David was showing us.
Yeah, this is where the protest on the freeway ended up. It was right near this shopping center, so since the protest was so big and broke out into smaller groups, maybe a smaller group stayed behind at the Grossmont Center near this Walmart, and as we're getting a closer shot at the front of the store, you could see there is some sort of commotion going on, as we definitely saw people running out of the store carrying items, some of them television sets.
Yeah, a big police presence there right now for sure. We don't see as many people as we don't see the same scene that was on just a few minutes before we took air with people running out with things. It looks like they've gotten control of that situation now.
All right, before everything erupted tonight, the protest began with demonstrators taking over the highway, some of them clashing with police. But in the beginning, violence was not an issue. News 8's Monique Grego was there.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! It began this afternoon at the La Mesa Police headquarters, a peaceful protest, the community making their voices heard.
We're going to sit here and stand and protest and march and do whatever we got to do in order for equal rights for all citizens.
Speaking out against recent incidents involving a La Mesa police officer using what some say was excessive force against a black man, to the national story of the death of an unarmed black man in Minneapolis. Demonstrators marched from the headquarters to Interstate 8, eventually shutting down the highway, the westbound lanes of that highway. After protesters broke through an initial response of police officers in a line, more lined up on the highway in SWAT gear and cruisers. Words were exchanged, graffiti was made. Despite tense moments, no violence erupted, and without incident, the crowd moved west, with officers slowly following behind. But back at the origin of the demonstration, things went south, and San Diego became the latest city to see unrest in light of recent issues.
It's really emotional to see what pain everyone's going through. So we have to make some move. So this is the first step.
Monique Griego, News 8.
Thanks, Monique. And more video from La Mesa shows a Heartland fire truck burning earlier tonight. Chopper 8 recorded this video as protesters became increasingly violent after sunset tonight. The truck was set on fire in the middle of the street in front of La Mesa City Hall. There's an angle from the ground we got a little later. We don't have any reports, fortunately, of any injuries associated with that fire. At this hour, the police headquarters in La Mesa is secured, but that's only after a tense, hours-long standoff with protesters outside.
Police and sheriff's deputies used tear gas and non-lethal rounds to keep people from entering the building. News 8's Shannon Handy was there when things escalated.
The situation here outside La Mesa Police Department continues to escalate. Protesters have been out here for hours. Some have vandalized City Hall next door. Some have lit vehicles on fire. One of those vehicles was a fire truck.
What began as a peaceful protest turned violent in La Mesa Saturday after protesters started vandalizing this armored police vehicle. Within minutes, pepper spray was deployed, sending people running.
I was just protesting. I was just literally sitting in front of the precinct, and they start throwing gas cans, like tear gas and everything. They'd shoot me in my foot.
Some had to sit on the ground, saying the sensation was just too much.
It's in your eyes, it's in your brain, it's in your nose, it's in your throat. Like, it feels like it's just spreading throughout the entirety of your lungs, and you're just gonna collapse and die.
Despite a helicopter overhead telling people to disperse, much of the crowd stayed. Law enforcement continued to use pepper spray.
My eyes are burning. My throat is burning.
My photographer and I even got hit from a block away. As day turned into night, we captured people vandalizing City Hall, breaking windows and spraying graffiti. At one point, protesters attempted to flip this Heartland fire vehicle over. Unsuccessful, they wound up lighting it on fire. At times, the scene could only be described as chaotic, though we witnessed several protesters trying their best to keep the peace.
And there were reports of protesters hit by pepper balls that resulted in injuries. Meanwhile, some of the stores in the La Mesa area closed early because of this protest. Police, of course, will be out all night on high alert. Back to you.
While the protests were largely peaceful during the early afternoon hours, there were some instances reported of clashes with protesters and others on the ground.
Running over protesters, or the protesters are running in front of them.
This video is from earlier. You can see several people making contact with an SUV. It looks like they are dragged a few feet as the vehicle refuses to yield. No word on whether anyone was hurt.
All right, we're going to go back out live now to the La Mesa Springs Shopping Center. Our David Goffredson is out there. He's looking at a postal annex, I believe, where the owners are on scene now dealing with just wreckage. David?
That's right. The postal annex here in the shopping mall. The looters are gone, and the owner is here cleaning up. Here's the owner right here. Steve, was it?
Clay.
Steve Clay, right?
Yes.
Tell me your reaction to this.
Well, my reaction is I'm extremely upset. Not happy at all. I mean, we're in this community of beautiful La Mesa. We work hard. This is our business. This is what we've built. And they have come in and destroyed everything. It's not fair.
Take me inside and show me what they did here.
Well, come on in.
Steve's a nice guy, considering this just happened about an hour or two ago. He's going to show us a little bit of the damage they came in and did. What'd they take, Steve?
Well, it's too early to tell, but it just looks like they just thrashed everything.
Oh,
So,
man.
I mean,
Did you have any money that they got or what?
Not at all. All right.
Well, Steve is bringing his shop vac in here. There's glass all over the place. And he's got a lot of people helping him out. Look at all the people coming to help clean up.
That's because they're La Masons.
That's because they're La Masons, they say.
That's my wife, Janelle.
Yeah, how long have you owned this place?
17 years.
17 years. Have you ever seen anything like this?
No.
Never, ever.
Someone brought their own hammer.
Right.
What was the first thing that you thought about when you saw this? Thugs?
Yes.
Thugs.
This
It's
is
not
La
right.
Mesa people.
It's not right. We take care of people. We do everything for the public. We help everybody. And in return, this is not right.
All right. Thanks, Steve, for letting us into your shop, or what's left of it anyway. I'm sure you will get it cleaned up, and you'll be back in business before long.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
We got a lot of help.
Back to you.
Oh, a lot of help, a lot of cleanup tonight into tomorrow, too.
Heartbreaking. That's someone's business, some right there. And their attitude's incredible, but we feel for Janelle and Steve. They're dealing with that disaster.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll have continuing coverage of the protests and much more right after the break.
Where?
These are all to this community and for this avenue sucks. All over what? What are they proving?
They're destroying people's livelihoods. They're destroying people's livelihoods.
And destroying families. I mean, we're already having a tough enough time, and then they make it just, here, stay down there.
Do you think these people are from La Mesa?
No. Not at all.
What do you guys need?
Huh?
I mean,
right now we just got to make sure our business is safe. I mean, we got to protect our stuff. So.
Are you guys going to be out watch here the rest of the night, or?
We'll have somebody here, whether it be armed security or us, one or the other. I mean, until all this is done. So, till then, we'll figure out what we got to do. But I'm going to try to help these guys.
Okay.
This is all our family right here.
Okay. What was your name again?
V.
Just V, V-E-E or V?
Just the letter V.
Okay. What's your last name, V? Can I ask?
Collins. C-O-O-L-I-N-S.
Collins. Okay. Yep. Can we walk with you a little bit while you're cleaning up here? Okay. Yeah, I see him. He's gonna hit me. Where's your business, V?
Round Table.
Oh, it is Round Table. Okay. Oh, you got main box, I got burn on the line. You still there, Burn? Okay, stand by. Get my earpiece back in. These are the owners of Round Table. I have IFB. I have IFB, by the way. Will you shine this light for me? Are you okay if we go in with them? Okay. Is it okay to ask them? We're from Channel 8, so.
Channel 8 wants to know if they can come in the store. Channel 8 News.
You okay? How are you? I'm Danny from Channel 8, guys. We have a lot of this on video already, is what they did. So. Yep. Signal inside here. Yes.
Cockroaches don't bring revolution. They destroy middle class.
Hold the light. Hang on 1 second, sir. Hold the light on him a little bit. I want them to see you.
Well, yeah, I'm a worker. I'm a pro labor. This is cockroaches doesn't bring revolution. Doesn't bring change. They bring destruction. Look at this fucking middle class. I worked 7 days, man. Is that what they want? Is that what the revolution wants? These are cockroaches. These are cockroaches.
How long have you been here in La Mesa, sir?
10 years I own this place, man. 10 years I'm working with me. 20 years, 15 years. I'm a part of this community. I'm with this community. They love me here, and I love this community.
Have you ever seen anything like this ever in your life?
You answer.
We're freezing a little bit, so let me come back. Our signal's freezing a little. We're using our phones instead of our big cameras because we don't want them to come attack us. So.
This is not a change. You see anything result in this? Destroying the middle class, destroying working class? This is a. You think this is any results? No, you honestly, you see any result? You see any improvement in the life of other people, ghetto people? They come, they do this? No, man.
Did you watch?
I'm grateful, sir. I thank you, sir. I thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Did you watch this on the news at all, or how did you find out?
No, man,
about
I'm
this?
here. I was here until 9:30, man. I protected. I stayed here. Then I went home. I said, "Fucking, there's nothing I can do." I closed the kids. I sent kids home. That was the last person. I left the shop. Then when I was going home, I live in poverty. When I was coming in the middle of the road, one of my vendors say, "Guy, Mahmoud, they get into your shop. If you don't come, they're gonna break in." I'm here. So I turn around. My wife, my son, my friend, everybody say, "Don't go." It's my life, man. I live this to feed my family. My kids go to college, man. This is how I feed my family, man.
And this has nothing. This really has nothing to do with anything that's going on. It's just
what,
it's opportunity, right?
This is looting. This is a big punk. This is it's anarchy, man. I fucking know. Law and order, man. We need law and order. We need this revolution, this change. It's a middle class destruction of middle class, man.
Where did you come from?
I came from Iran, sir. Well, I came
And
40 years ago, 50 years ago.
I bet you never thought you'd see this in the United States.
No, I don't see. No, the only thing we have left is a war. If we have a war, everything will be complete. We have a pandemic, we have a riot, we have unemployment, we have everything fucked up, man.
Where do you go from here? What do you do now?
I don't know, man. We need somebody to just not to shoot people. Somebody come out as a leader to talk to people, to settle everything down. Just leadership, not to fight between this guy and that guy. Hate. What is this hate bringing, man? It's bringing destruction. Bringing this. We need to fucking work on it, man. We need to work. I don't have no answers, sir. I'm a pizza man. But I know this is wrong. This doesn't improve anything. It doesn't improve the people in ghetto life. It doesn't end racism. It doesn't. These are my boys. Look, here's my boy. They're my boy. Here's my boy. Here's my boy. I'm a family man. I'm a family man. You know, these people came all the way. They used to work here. They come here. You know, we are family. It's wrong, man. It's wrong.
I'm so sorry because it was heartbreaking for us to watch.
Yes, sir.
As all this was going down. So
God is great. God always help us, and He will help us again.
We know that you're all good business owners. And we're just at the point where we're starting to open businesses back up again because of the pandemic.
Then this just happened. I don't know, man. God help us. I don't know, man. I have no answer, man. I just grateful to La Mesa. I love these people. These are the most decent police department you see, man. I live in Poway. I have sheriff, and I hate them. They, to a degree, racist. But this La Mesa is the nicest people, nicest police I ever met. They come help you. They give you a ride home. These are decent people, man. They don't deserve this, man, in my opinion, sir. And I don't want to get in this.
That's okay. Can you recover? Do you think you can recover?
Yeah, I always will. I'm American, man. We always make it. We make it, man. We're America. America, nothing has stopped us there. Nothing has stopped us there.
Let me get your full name, sir.
And it's Mahmoud Moyedi, sir.
So can you spell it for me? Thank you very much. All right. Okay. Are we done, guys? What's going on? You ready now? Okay. I'm gonna kill it. Okay, I'm gonna call